I am about to grace your screens with some good shots, some bad shots, some awful situations, and ultimately a round of golf that wasn't meant to be. And as the sun sets on an outdoor season of golf in the UK, I wanted to bring you one last round of golf. So grab a coffee, sit back, and watch my final attempt of 2024 to break 80. Let's get into it. A good start to this opening hole. I'm in the right side of the fairway, 9-iron in hand, just aiming for the middle of the green, and basically a well executed shot, even if I do say so myself. Bit of a long putt, aiming just to get it within the dustbin lid, and it nearly goes in. Feel like I'm in for a good round today. Easy par. Some of you may have seen a recent video I uploaded where I topped 3 balls in a row off this very tee box. That was with a 3-wood. I've got a 3 hybrid in hand this time and just trying to curl one round the corner onto dry land. Aiming for a flat part of the fairway, and unfortunately I've just ended up a little bit short, and I've got an 8-iron in hand. Again, aiming for the middle of the green, 161 yards out. Don't need any hero shots here with out of bounds down the left. Good strike, good line, just a little bit right side of the green. I was watching a video recently with Dan Greaves where he was explaining mid-handicap golfers use a lob wedge too much because they spin up too much into upslopes, and that's exactly what I was thinking over that shot, and that's exactly what happened. I feel like I've got a good putter day in me today, but I need them to drop, not lip out. Now this third tee shot has been a bit daunting for me recently. I've gone so far left every single time onto the 4th fairway. Although this one's gone left, it's only in the left rough, so not too bad, but I'm still laying up with an 8-iron here, 250 yards out. Didn't quite have the lie to pump a 3-wood up there towards the green. Put myself in wedge distance here, 90 yards to a front pin. Bit of a false front on the front. I didn't want to mess around with it too much. Trying to fly at the number and just pulling it a little bit, and it's ended up just a little bit long left. This is another sort of dustbin lid putt. And leave myself a nice simple tap in for par. Do you know what? Pretty good start to this round. 1 over through 3, and basically just a bit of a dodgy chip on the second hole. As you can see from that flyover, this par 4 doglegs round to the left, and usually my tee shots have been going left and have been blocked out going towards the green, but this one is piped right down the middle of the fairway, albeit a little bit short. I've got a 6-iron in hand here, aiming for the middle of the green. Just caught it a bit bottom groovy and turned over a little bit too much, and I've ended up short left in the greenside bunker. Usually quite confident out of bunkers. This is a pretty good shot. Just biting up a little bit and ended up a bit short. Still a good chance at par. And just pulled the putt. The greens aren't in great nick because of the weather, but you know what? I'm getting the ball to the hole, so I'm giving myself chances. Now, in hindsight, I wish I'd pulled the driver on this hole. There's a temporary green on the 5th hole here at Spalding, and that green is probably about 50 or 60 yards shorter than the normal green. That 5-iron's put me in the middle of the fairway though, and all I've got is a bit of a flick of a sandwich into the green. Unfortunately, I've been hitting these toey shots a lot recently, and this has been sent way right at the green underneath the tree, which is green side. A fairly simple uphill chip onto the green though. Had to keep it low underneath the tree itself. But caught it well, landed it where I wanted, and I've ended up with a fairly simple putt for par. Nice up and down, no damage done. 2 over through 5. Now the first par 3 on this course is a bit of a monster. It's a 200 yards up the hill, usually into the wind. Got a 5-iron in hand and I've just hit, I just haven't caught it well at all. Sent it out right off the bottom of the club, and I've got this awkward sort of blind chip over this mound onto the green. As you can see from my face here, this wasn't a well-executed shot, but I did get away with it, and I've got a fairly simple uphill putt for par. I pulled my putt on the 4th, and I've pushed it on the 6th. Bogey, and up to 3 over par. Over par through 5 holes isn't the end of the world. I've got a lot of easy holes to come on this course, so it's very much recoverable. Breaking 80 is still on the cards, but this tee shot has really set me back a little bit. I've got a chip out sideways onto the fairway. Lie isn't great, and I've basically just topped this 7-iron. I've got away with it though because it's ran out quite a lot, as you can see in the video, and I've still got a shot at the green, albeit from the rough. I've got a pitch and wedge in hand, just aiming right of the flag because that flag is right on the precipice of a false front. It's left me with a fairly lengthy putt. You see the ball just like bobbling all the way to the hole. To be honest with you, I'm just trying to get it within a dustbin lid so I can tap in for my bogey. I deserved the bogey after the tee shot, but yeah, these bogeys are starting to add up. The 8th hole at Spalding Golf Club is the longest hole on the course, so if you want to get there in 2, you need to be taking driver. I've pulled this drive a little bit left, and basically I've ended up pitching the ball in the rough, so it hasn't ran out at all. So I'm going to have to lay up, and I've got a 7-iron in hand, 305 yards out. There's a bunker that I'm trying to sort of lay up short of and sort of take out of play. And I've hit a really good shot, exactly where I've aimed, and I'm in the middle of the fairway for my approach shot. From the middle of the fairway, I've got an 8-iron in hand, 146 yards away from the hole. Aiming for the middle of the green and basically just tugged this miles left. Started left, going left, and yeah. A disappointing shot, but I'm pretty confident with my wedges. So I still feel I can get this up and down for par. But I haven't been chipping a lot on these winter greens and basically just not hitting these chips far enough. Got a 7-8 footer for par, and yeah, just not giving myself good enough chances for these pars or birdies. Onto the 9th hole, a simple par 3. I've got a front flag, which is about 150 yards away. Got an 8-iron in hand, just trying to sort of smooth one up there, and I've ended up just pushing this short right into the greenside bunker. I've got a bit unlucky here, if you ask me. It's like a slightly sort of plugged line. I've tried to do too much with it, and yeah, duffed it, left it in the bunker. Really annoyed with myself. Not really taking my time enough here with this one. Face is wide open and just not going towards the hole whatsoever. Two really bad sort of bunker shots there. And I've got a really lengthy putt for bogey, which is just going to lip out. Story of the day, tap in double bogey. Horrible hole. And yeah, 43 on the front. I've got a lot of work to do if I want to break 80 in this round. Right, we're on to the back 9. I've had a few bad holes and I need a good start on this par 4 10th. 3-wood in hand, just trying to draw one round the corner. Although it looks a little dodgy, it's actually perfect. Got a 50-degree hand from the left-hand side of the fairway. Back pin is a bit of an awkward one, but do you know what? I've hit a good shot here. Just ended up a little bit short left of the flag, but I've got a putt at birdie and a simple 2-putt par. Didn't really get the line right through the rough here at all, but you know what? It's not that difficult of a par putt. Always make sure you take your time to line these little ones up. If you miss these, you always kick yourself. But slotted in for a par start to this back 9. The 11th hole is one of the easiest holes on the course. Directly into the sun though, I felt really, really awkward over this tee shot. I've hit a 5-iron, slapped it off the toe. It's basically gone nowhere, but luckily I found it down the middle of the fairway because I did not see it off the club face at all. 9-iron in hand, middle of the green is my aim. And again, just slapped it off the toe. And this has gone miles right and it's gone quite long. So I've got this awkward chip from over the back of the green. Basically just made sure I got it onto the green. Didn't want to get too fancy with it. I was short-sided from where I was. Awful first putt, left this miles short. Disappointed with myself as well. Just taking my time, making sure I slot this bogey putt in. Putting's been good this round, but yeah, awful, unconfident, sort of defensive putt. And a 3-putt on the easiest hole in the course and a double bogey. The 12th hole tee shot is going against my nature at the moment. I've got a draw and this tee shot requires a fade. You can sort of see a tree on the right, a tall tree on the sort of right-hand edge of the fairway. You need to fade it around there, and yeah, as you can see, I basically haven't got a fade in my bag at the moment. Unconfident, I've hit a terrible tee shot. I'm miles short. This hole is 346 yards long, and I am 168 yards away. This 7-iron, I'm trying to draw it around that tree because I've basically snookered myself. It's just clipped the tree and it's straightened out the shot. Even though I hit a good one, I'm still chipping on. Again, I'm backing myself to get up and down here. It's a much more confident chip, but it's just rolled out a lot more than I expected. And you probably remember this putt from the introduction. It looks like it's going dead center, and then right at the end, just turns left on me and lips out. Another bogey. Par 5 next, and an opportunity to get a shot back. Even though this hole is like stroke index 2 on the course, I always fancy myself to get an easy par or a birdie on this hole. In the winter, this tee shot feels a lot longer. Normally, I'm sort of getting up towards that mound, even over it sometimes, but I'm forced into a layup because I'm so far back. Hit a nice 7-iron layup, and I've left myself a good wedge in, so I've got a 50 degree in hand. Flag is in the middle of the green, so a green light flag. Looks like it's perfect, and it's just ended up a little bit long. I'm towards the back of the green. I've got a long birdie putt, just trying to make sure I 2-putt this and left myself a bit of a dodgy par putt. Again, making sure I'm taking my time to line it all up. Luckily, I slot this one right in the middle for par. Now, at this point, I still feel like I've got a chance of breaking 80. I know I've got to make some birdies, but I've got a couple of good opportunities. But this is where the round starts turning a little bit unlucky. And you know what? I'm just going to let this 14th hole speak for itself. An embarrassing moment on that 14th hole, really, let's be honest. Like, everyone loses their head every now and then, but I still got away with a bogey on the hole. Still writhing a little bit from that duff chip. I've put this tee shot into the trees. I'm expecting to chip out, but I wasn't expecting to chip out sort of backwards. And then I've absolutely flushed this recovery shot all the way through the fairway into the rough the other side. I've got to sort of manufacture a bit of a draw around that tree in front of me and basically sent this pitching wedge straight. And I'm left with another chip that I need to get up and down for a bogey, and this round is starting to get away from me a little bit. Even some unlucky bounces starting to creep in. But a good weighted chip and a simple putt for bogey. 12 over. 3 holes to go. Par 3 16th hole at Spalding is one of the easier holes on the course, even though it's fairly lengthy. I mean, I've got a 5-iron in hand and I've absolutely flushed it. It would have got to the pin if it wasn't so far left. So I've got a bit of an awkward chip here. Downhill lie over a bunker, bit short-sided. Had to make sure I got it on the green and actually hit a pretty good shot to end up where I did, to be honest. But again, I'm left with a fairly lengthy putt for par. Bit more confident with this putt, to be fair. just hit it through the break a little bit, but still tap in and another bogey to add to the pile of bogeys. The 17th is a bit of a narrow tee shot. I've got a 3-wood in hand and I've hit a really, really good shot here. One of the better shots of the day. Out the middle of the club, right down the middle of the fairway. This corner of the course just looks stunning when the sun's going down. I always love playing a sort of twilight round. From the middle of the fairway, I've got a pitching wedge in hand. Just aiming right of the pin. The sort of green slopes from right to left. Hoping to use a bit of the contours, and I've hit a really good shot here, to be honest. I've got a putt at birdie, and I think it's one of the first real shots at birdie I've had throughout the whole round. So I'm making sure I take my time over this one. It's a downhill, sort of right to left putt. Really, really want this one to drop. I can see Abby in the corner of my eye, but still managing to slot this one in. You can see the excitement on my face. Standing on the 18th tee box, I've already had 80 shots. There's no hope of breaking 80 today. I've got a 3-wood in hand. I'm just trying to sort of carbon copy my 17th tee shot. Needs to go around the corner a little bit, and it's just stayed straight and gone straight into the trees. I could be chipping out sideways here, but I've gone with a more dicey sort of line through the trees towards the green. It's not a terrible shot. It's worked out pretty well, and I've been working on my pitch shots recently, so I'm confident I can get this up and down. And this shot just checked up a little bit on me and ended up short. Bit of a weak sort of putt as well to finish the round, and I'm tapping in for another bogey. And I've ended up with a 13 over par round and an 85. And that's the end of the video, guys. A fairly solid round of golf, to be fair. 85 is kind of standard for me at the moment. Clearly, I've got a lot to work on over the winter. Just because that's the end of the outdoor season does not mean the content stops on this channel. All winter, I'm going to be here in the simulator room doing content for you. Every week, a new video is going to be coming out. So make sure you've hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.
It's everyone career pass.
Is it?
Where they get their wives to do the filming for them.
Oh yeah.
I think your near future, Abby Jones.